I went outside this country. I went to South Africa with a plane, knowing that the world will be greener at those sides. I looked for jobs, but the jobs were available were shopkeepers, and then there was another big attack there in 2015.
Mr. Mohammed,
Yes.
can you share your background in business and what motivated you to start your entrepreneurial journey?
All right, great question, Mr. Dr. Yassin. I think business was my passion early age. In early age, it was my passion. It was, as I told you, I had three options to be a doctor. Doctor was my last thing: engineer, business, and doctor. I think I chose my second option, which was business. Then I went to specialize at the University of Nairobi. I graduated with BCom second class honors and the year 2015. And then from there, since I started, I had the skills, but at the university they don't teach entrepreneurial skills. It was in my blood, and they say as a community is our way of survival. But what inspired me was, I think, solving a problem. As an entrepreneur, your main thing is to solve communal problems. I saw a lot of problems, a lot of things, specifically in here in Coast, where we stayed for many years. I think I could see which sector in the economy I'm going to impact. Then I saw the idea of schools, not only schools, Islamic schools. They were rare, they were few. I think the pioneer schools like Abu Huraira were established, the Sheikh Khalifas, but the market was huge. They could not serve all. I think as an entrepreneur, I saw an opportunity. Then I jumped in, and then I said, in these markets, these are higher end echelon of the market, where are the middle class and lower middle class communities, or they're happening. Then from there, as an entrepreneur, I saw an opportunity, and then I chipped in. I was inspired, impacted by the Istikama group of schools. Then they were my friends, former friends. We started together. They took me, they mentored me. You know, I really appreciate after God them for my success. There was my journey as an entrepreneur who started schools and other small businesses. And I think I'll die being an entrepreneur, solving more problems. In future, even I have a plan in my mind. I'm going to open my own hospitals, chain of hospitals. And then you never know, as a business, as long as mathematically things are giving profits, we're going to try.
So, which year did you open your first school? And for now, how many schools do you have, and where are they situated?
Thank you. Great questions. I think the year you started the medical school was 2015. I graduated then. 2016, I got employed for 8 months to a year, but within the employment, I started this journey. I started my first school in Likoni, I think 2016, August. That's so now 8 years ago. I think 8 years ago, yes. Almost 8 years ago, I started our first branch. Today we have almost 8 schools across 2 in Mtwapa, 2 in Likoni, and 2 within Mvita sub-constituency here in Majengo, and 2 in Magongo, Changamwe sub-county. I think it's God's blessing, and I had a great team that helped me, from investors, from teachers, from landlords. I think all now the power, an entrepreneur is a gatherer. He gathers all these people because he has a big problem to solve, and it was to solve the Islamic schools. Also nowadays we diversify to non-Islamic schools, normal 844 Kenyan schools. We do buy, we take over, and then now we rebrand, and then we wait as they blossom. Then from there, so as I told you, we have across all Mombasa sub-counties, not only the only sub-county we don't have a school is Nyali and Bamburi, I think. Although Bamburi, we do have plans.
So now that you started from zero, and now you're way up, progressing well, what are some of the strategies that you used to progress from having 1 school to now having 8 schools?
Alhamdulillah. I think strategies I've used to grow these schools is, first I could take over a school. I learn the concept. Then from there we do have a system. For me, the greatest strategy is setting up a good system in one school. when we get that system, the system from the marketing, from branding, the marketing aspect, which includes all the branding, we do have the operationals, how we're going to use the little resource we have, and then from there, how we're going to maintain our teachers. You know, at school, you're supposed to have your teachers stable so that they don't move a lot. Otherwise, parents is going to signal the school is not good. Once we stabilize a school, and then we see fit to grow, and it was in my interest, at the same time, it was my passion, and to have multiple schools, because our goal, my goal currently is to serve thousands of students in the next 10 to 20 years. I think that pushed me forward then to seek a next branch. Once I take over a next branch, I copy the first branch, the main system and everything. Then from there, it was now a replicating. I think we were duplicating the system from here to here. And then now we change the strategy. No longer we start a school from scratch. Now what we do is we buy a school which is running. Either the directors are old, the school has a reputation. Our strategy is now acquire through horizontally. You know, you acquire by starting. It's so challenging that a school will take 4 years, even to give you even a single. It has to break even, it takes 4 years. But now we saw it wise, and then now we take over schools. Now rapidly, even you can open 20 schools as long as we can raise the capital required. At the same time, we get the right people. Nowadays, alhamdulillah, I'm being approached by all school owners, maybe who want to exit the business, we take over. A vehicle which is running is better than a vehicle which you're going to put the tires, everything. You have to have an engine. A car which has engine, which has oil, it requires only petrol. Now you add, you market, you package it, start selling. Now that's our way, that's my way of strategy of growing these schools.
So you inform me that you have 8 schools now.
Yes.
Is that the end goal? You want to progress from there? What is the magic number of
schools? I say inshallah is documented in this video. I think I'll be comfortable with 12, if not 15, with over 6,000 students. Currently, we are almost 2,000 students. 4,000 to go, and it is quite a mountain to climb. Not only school business, I do have other small businesses, and we would like to branch in many other businesses. My goal, God willingly, is maybe to have 20 more businesses that generate us a lot of money, net profits, and then from there, in the long term, once the schools and this business are so successful, of which I do, I'm going to give a lot of charities. Currently, as we have the little we have, we still donate things. And if the more I climb, the more I'm going to have impact in the community, creating jobs, helping the needy. I think those are the 2 things at hand. I want to grow here, get profit here, to give something away. So I think my magic number is 12 to 15, as long as it's going to hit 6,000 students in the next 10 years, 2035. An African population is rapidly growing, middle class are growing. I think education is needed, although we're having a huge challenge of the AI aspect. Education is going to be ridiculous. Whatever used to be then so sophisticated, nowadays AI can, in few seconds, it can give you the knowledge. The knowledge used to be special, have changed. So the industry is going to change. All school owners watching here, the industry is going to change, but still we are there to change with it.
You have to keep up.
We have to keep up, because change has also opportunity. It has a negative side and the positive side. Always take the positive side and climb and use the advantage.
So how much do you think leadership and management skills are important in starting and maintaining a successful business?
Yes, and I really, as a doctor, you said you stood for the PD. I think as a leader, leadership is the bedrock. You should have the leadership skills aside, and then the business skills. Some people are so good in the skills of accounting, other things, but they can't manage 2 people. And that is a disaster. You can't put people together in a room, do the right things, do this, do that, because you require, at least as a leader, to put people in the room and then lead. And a leader sometimes takes outside the context of management. Sometimes management is a scientific. Management is you have these 10 books, it must be delivered on this, on that time, and the numbers are here, profits are here, then this thing cannot be open more. But the management or the leadership is way beyond that. Maybe the same employees will want a business which is failing. As a leader, you must inform these people that this business cannot pay itself, it's thriving. It requires extra skill of convincing, putting, when even your business is down, you can keep your employees as long as you're good at your words, you're honest. Those are the aspect of leadership. Without leadership, You cannot communicate. If you can't communicate the right things to the same employees, if the business is not doing well, if it's doing, it's another case. But a leader is seen when things are tough. Yes, things are going east or west. That's now. So you have to have all aspect of those skills: the leadership, the management skills. Management, as we told you, is the planning, organizing. Those are the management side, and then delegating work. At the same time, having reports that in your business, the last 10 years, what have you done? Maybe the amount you have, can you expand? Can you not expand? That's management. Leadership is now taking the risk going forward, saying, let us charter this now. We go and charter this way.
Okay, that's very informative. Mr. Mohammed, can you share an experience where you had to overcome an obstacle? And what did you learn from overcoming that obstacle and the experience it gave you?
Okay, personally, obstacles are so many years of business entrepreneur, 8 years of in the trenches, in the world of hardship, in the world of toughness. I think business is not something to come and joke. People say, start your own business, do this. This thing really takes you crazy. Sometimes you don't sleep at night. Maybe mathematically, a lot of challenges I have. One challenge I say, the one that changed me. You know, it's rare, I don't share. It's, I think, a trip to South Africa. Even I've never shared with you. I think that really changed me. The person I am after God is, I traveled when I was a graduate, 2015. I went outside this country. I went to South Africa with a plane, knowing that the world will be greener at those sides. I looked for jobs, but the jobs were available were shopkeepers, and then there was xenophobic attacks then in 2015. And the most Somalis, our uncles, used to own tuck shops within slums. Slum areas in South Africa is better than Kenya, but those boys are drunkards. They can kill you at night. They can burn you down. So I went there. I saw those things. And then the life I saw in South Africa was not blessing. It really changed me, the perspective I have. It was an obstacle. My father sponsored me to go there with his own money. Then later I came back, and I came back at my own terms. I went back to Kenya, knowing that now once I came back from South Africa after seeing life there, that was not fit. I only stayed 2 months in South Africa, but it really changed me. Those was my biggest obstacle, yet it turned to be one of my biggest opportunities. Once I came back, I now enrolled in the personal development industry. I read books, Think and Grow Rich, the other books. Those really changed my mindset. From onwards that day, I thank God. And I think first is God, then those books. I really transformed to monster. Now, and the business, it was in my passion, but I was like, now those moments light me up. Those was one of the major challenges, one of the major obstacles I overcame. Others are normal operations, the finance tightness, lack of capital, looking for investors sometimes, maybe lack of funding of marketing. I used to walk across the Likoni, that's the vast land. I could walk with my bare foot or sometimes with open shoes, fly. Today we do have all this media studio. That after that, we do have screens. Now I sponsor. Then I could have a small budget. I print 1,000 shilling, $10. I print flyers. I go. Those were just the operational challenges. But my major challenge was going abroad and learning the hard way. Coming back, it was my turning point. The day that changed my life. After God, I think now I'm now. I graduated the University of Life. And then I really decided. I never went to America, neither East. I said in Mombasa, I'm going to start something, a project, and that project must have, it's either I make it or I don't make it. It's either do or die. Alhamdulillah, God has saved me. And today I'm impacting over 2,000 and we are heading to 6,000, God willingly.
Okay, that's very inspirational. Mr. Mohammed, how do you balance your various business ventures?
Okay, balancing. Okay, that's a tough question, balancing. But I do balance, and I think first thing is, when any other small business owner, one thing you have to have is you have to have empowered team members. You have to empower your team. You have to be trusting them. Let them carry the 80% of the work to 90%. Then you as a boss get the reports and the directions you give them. You inspire them. You sometimes micromanage, but most of the time you let them grow themselves. Then from there, you could have a special time so that you can go switch from this business to that business to that business as you oversee. You become the coach, but you don't let your business, all of it, you withdraw. You have to be the one, keep just checking up things, yes? Then you monitor your business, this from zone A, zone B, zone 3. I think big companies do have thousands, 20,000. The McDonald's, the coffee, which brand is the coffee? I don't know.
Starbucks.
They have millions, I don't know, branches. All of them, they have the right system. So employ a system in which the team are empowered. They do their own thing. Now we're able to cross-check things, and that's how I manage. And then you still have a family to feed. You still have to have your religion, your God. I think time is short, but you have to prioritize your productivity timetable, in which still you have to also study, because the world is rapidly changing. And I believe I'm a student for life. And I am a student of Jim Rohn. He says that self-education will make you a fortune. The other one was formal education will give you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. So I always carry bags, and I don't know, whoever sees me, always I do carry a bag with a book, a pen, and I'm studying. If not, I'm writing my goals, I'm studying. So I think those are the remedies or the solutions.
You mentioned a few books that you said change your life.
Yeah.
And some inspirational talks that you have watched. One of them you mentioned right now was Jim Rohn.
Yeah.
What advice, what will you tell someone who wants to educate himself or herself? Which books would you advise? Which things, which are some of the stuff you would advise that person to do?
Okay, like any other doctors, any other person who wants to start, personal development is encompasses of 4 things. Your wealth, your spiritual, you have to fear God. We are Muslims. Any other person has a religion who is watching, we must fear our God. We must learn how to be trustworthiness, how to be open, how to relate to our God, how to fast. Those are spirituals. We Muslims, we believe it's a duty we must in. That's a goal you have to set aside when you're setting goals. Second thing is your wealth. And your wealth requires constant education. Now the world has changed. Education, the one we are taught in our schools, is really dull. It honestly won't take you. It won't even put money in your pocket. People understand money. If you want wealth and money, my friend, you have to burn your brain. You have to study. When others are enjoying games, when others are twerking, doing the bad things, going to clubs, nonsense things, you are there studying, learning from the master. If a person can write a book, it took him 50 years of his experience, like me, for example. I'm in 8 years business. What if in the next, when I'm 50 years old, I do have 50 businesses I've made? I read one book. Will that book carry a lot of valuable lessons? Yes. The way you are snitched the phone, that's an experience. Imagine a boy who's coming up, when you tell that story, he avoids that situation. How will he be? You have saved him. Means a book will save you a lot. Someone who is 50 years, you will study within a 1 hour, and you have written down. Will you have that knowledge? Yes. When you go to a boardroom, now you are much smarter, because imagine you take 20 advanced people who have done well in life. You have the ideas here. When you are in a room, and then they are fools. They have money. Will you end up their money, or they will end up with your money? You will end up with their money plus whatever they have, and you send them east. Yes. Knowledge, and not only knowledge with action. It will take me forward. I think the books I can recommend is the first book that changed me was Think and Grow Rich. A wonderful book. Go and study. If you want financial management, the little book is The Richest Man in Babylon. Whoever is watching and whoever is going to watch this video, please go read these things. Whether you are any part of life, whether you are washing toilets, you are doing things, we are equal in terms of making money. Everyone can make money. It's upon your choice. You can be down now, but tomorrow is a world. But you have to uplift yourself. No one will come and uplift you. A book that costs you $1,000, that's $10. You must invest today. That $10 you could live, take a soda, you could enjoy. It does not make taste when you are buying a book, but when you're investing and you are reading. Jim Rohn tells me you can forgo your lunch, your breakfast, but never forgo the book, because here you're going to be in the town. Wanasema mchezo wa town inahitaji nini? Akili. Na akili inakuja wapi? If you are dumb, if you are watching girls, if you are in nonsense, you are just watching 24 hours football. Those are professionals, they are paid. What are you paid? They are eating your time, yes? So that is, the second book is Think and Grow Rich. Mm-hmm. I think the Think and Grow Rich. Second was, I said, The Richest Man in Babylon. I think the third book can be any. What do I recommend? 48 Laws of Power, the Money Psychology. any other book that's relevant will take. But I started with those books. Today I do have over almost 100 plus 200 books. I read over almost 300 books, online soft copies. Those are the one now that took me forward. And I think after God, they expanded my business, my knowledge, my wisdom, staying with people. I think someone sees me, I'm not your level of a graduate. I do feel I'm a PhD holder. Why? I'm studying. If others are leaving books, you study constantly. Yes. So I think even a PhD holder, I can argue with him in a better way without going and wasting my money with a PhD. That does not add you anything in your pocket.
So the point here you are driving home is self-education
will make you fortune.
Okay.
Whatever you're taught, you're just taught to go and get a job, get that thing. Jobs alone does not have if you have a job, make sure you have a side investment. Yes, if you have a side investment, you do have maybe you're a photographer, you are a cameraman. At the end of the day, you don't stay idle. Then you get your small deals there and there. You invest in yourself. You take some money, you get a profit, you invest back to your studio. You invest back your own thing. Yes. And then from there, no longer now you are producing big productions. Governments are calling you, contracts sent and there. And then tomorrow when that thing pays you more, you either quit, do things, then either you transit someone else, and it makes it. Employment is not bad. It's good to starting point. But one time or the other, have that exit plan, and then your while will be at your hand. Although the other side is tough, crazy, but you prepare yourself. It's another university.
I think your points are very insightful and eye-opening. Most people think you should focus in whatever you specialize in, but the world we live today is you have to have multiple sources of income, as you reiterated, and you also have to be a lifelong learner. You have to learn from other people, other people's failures, other people's successes. It was really an honor to talk with you today. I enjoyed being here with you, and I'll be coming here for more tips and more mentorship, so that one day, now I'm looking up to you, one day we might be sitting here and talking about how we've progressed from
the day we started this podcast. Is a challenge. Yes,
it's a challenge.
Mr. Dr. Yasin, it's an honor to hear those words. I think, and this channel, mostly people, I do speak Somali, but I'm choosing this podcast in English because we all learn it. I think English is easier for us, but yet we're really trying. You can watch as you watch our YouTube page, you learn a lot of skills. You're an expert in your field, and this world, God says, ilm or knowledge is like an ocean. So we are really trying to be experts with time. Already we are, but still now humble. I think still I'm a student of learning a lot of things, practicing. But business, I really welcome you. Having your own clinics, your own hospitals, your own pharmaceuticals, your own medical supplies. We do have vast ideas. I do have. We will share as we this journey together. In future, if you have a good plans, we are there to invest in you. And then as long as you have the management skills, the honest side, everything, you have to groom all those sides. So then once you are in a complete person, I think nothing can stop you. You can create fellow doctors' jobs. And it will be wonderful. Dear viewers, I think we had Dr. Yasin today. He gave us his time. I think this episode you are going to enjoy, and I appreciate your time. We see you next show.